Hello, friends. Are you ready to dive deep into the world of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Released on July 14, 2024, this film has sparked endless conversations, and today, we're bringing you every thrilling detail. If you love what you see, give this video a like, it really helps us grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting movie explorations and hidden gems. Let's jump in and unravel the magic. Together. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes came out on August 30, 2024, and quickly caught the attention of fans and new viewers alike. It's part of the Planet of the Apes series, but this movie feels fresh and different in a good way. What makes it special is how it shows the story of the apes trying to build their own society after the big wars with humans. Instead of just focusing on action, it looks at what happens when a new kind of civilization has to be created and what problems come with that. The movie mixes exciting moments with deep feelings, showing the apes not just as animals, but as characters who think and feel a lot, which makes the story more interesting. The plot takes place after the events we saw in earlier movies, with the apes now living in a world that is very different from before. They are trying to live peacefully and create rules, but not everything goes smoothly. There are new challenges, both from humans who are still around and from disagreements among the apes themselves. This makes the story full of surprises because it's not always clear who will be friends or enemies. The movie shows the struggles of the ape leaders, who have to make tough decisions to keep their people safe. The actors do a great job making the apes' emotions real and believable, which helps the audience connect with them even though they're not human. The movie looks amazing too. The special effects bring the apes and their world to life in a way that feels very real. The forests, mountains, and villages all look like places you could imagine living in, even though they're part of a future where the world has changed a lot. The way the apes move and express themselves is very detailed, so you really feel like you're watching real creatures with their own personalities and feelings. This helps the story feel stronger because you care about what happens to these characters. The mix of beautiful scenery and close-up emotional moments makes watching the movie a very full experience. What makes Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes stand out is how it makes you think about big ideas without being too complicated. It asks questions about what it takes to build a community, how leaders should act, and what happens when people or groups don't get along. These are things we can all relate to in our own lives, even if the story is about apes. The movie also makes you think about the future and how humans and animals might live together. Because of this, it's not just an action movie, it's a story that stays with you and makes you want to talk about it afterwards. If you like stories that mix adventure with meaning, this movie is definitely worth watching. It brings new ideas to a familiar story and does it in a way that is easy to follow and enjoy. In the beginning of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the world feels quiet but tense, like something big is about to happen. The apes have built a community after years of fighting, and they are trying to live peacefully in a forested land, far from the ruins of human cities. We meet a young ape named Nova, who is curious and brave, but also careful because she's aware that not everything is safe around them. Nova's close friend, a strong and thoughtful ape called Koba, stands by her side, and together they explore their home, showing us a glimpse of how the ape society works. These early moments paint a picture of a world where order is important but fragile, where every action could change the balance between peace and conflict. As the story moves forward, we see the leaders of the ape community working hard to keep everyone safe. The main leader, a wise and calm ape named Marcus, carries the heavy weight of responsibility. Marcus tries to guide his people with fairness, but not everyone agrees with him. Some apes want to be stronger and more aggressive toward humans, while others believe in keeping peace no matter what. This disagreement sets up a quiet but growing tension, which hints at problems to come. The way Marcus listens and talks to his council shows us that leadership is not easy, and sometimes even the best intentions can lead to hard choices. Meanwhile, humans are still living in pockets nearby, and they are struggling to survive too. One of the humans, a young woman named Leah, is introduced as someone who wants to find a way for humans and apes to live without fighting. Leah's story runs parallel to the ape story, and it slowly becomes clear that their paths will cross in important ways. She is cautious but determined, representing the hope for peace, even when everything around her seems uncertain. This adds a layer of complexity to the story because it's not just about apes fighting humans, it's about two groups trying to find their place in a changed world. The first half of the movie builds suspense with small but powerful moments that feel like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. We see strange signs of danger from outside their safe zones, strange noises, missing apes, and hints that some humans might be planning something. These moments are subtle but enough to keep viewers on edge, wondering what's really happening. One scene, for example, shows Koba finding a hidden trap in the forest, which immediately raises questions about who put it there and why. It's a quiet moment that feels small but has big consequences later on. The movie also takes time to show the daily life of the apes, which helps us understand what's at stake. We see families, friendships, and the ways they support each other, which makes the conflicts feel more real. When danger looms, it's not just about survival but about protecting loved ones and a way of life. The gentle moments between Nova and her family contrast with the growing threat outside their home, creating a balance that keeps the story grounded and emotionally rich. It's this mix of peaceful life and looming danger that sets the tone for the whole movie, making the audience feel both comfort and unease at the same time. As the story unfolds, new characters appear who challenge the status quo. One is a fierce ape named Rax, who doesn't trust humans and believes that the apes should take control by force if needed. Rax's ideas create friction with Marcus's peaceful approach, and this conflict starts to build quietly but steadily. We see Rax gather a small group of followers who are willing to act more aggressively, hinting at future clashes within the ape community itself. This internal conflict adds layers to the story, showing that the biggest challenges sometimes come from within, not just from outside enemies. At the same time, Leah's group of humans faces their own struggles. They are running low on food and resources, and there are arguments about what risks they should take to survive. Leah pushes for trying to talk and find peace, but not all the humans agree. This tension among the humans mirrors the ape conflicts and creates a parallel that deepens the story. It makes viewers wonder if both sides can find common ground or if fear and anger will keep them apart. The way the movie shows these mirrored conflicts without making it obvious feels natural and makes the story more powerful. In a key scene, Marcus and Leah meet secretly in a forest clearing, sharing a moment of hope and understanding. This meeting is small but important because it shows that peace is possible if they can trust each other. Yet, the tension around them doesn't disappear, and the audience feels the weight of the risk they are taking just by being there. It's a moment filled with quiet suspense, hinting that the fragile peace could be broken at any time. This scene also hints at deeper connections between the apes and humans, suggesting that their futures are tied together in ways not yet clear. The first half of the movie ends with a sudden and shocking event, a violent attack on the ape village by an unknown enemy. The attack is fast and brutal, leaving the community shaken and forcing everyone to face the reality that their peaceful days might be over. The mystery of who attacked and why adds a new level of suspense, and viewers are left eager to find out what will happen next. This moment changes the story from a slow-building drama into an urgent fight for survival, pushing characters like Marcus, Koba, and Nova into new roles and challenges. The way this attack happens without warning shows how quickly the world can change, setting the stage for a tense and exciting second half of the movie. Through all these events, the movie carefully plants clues about the bigger story coming later. Small things, a look between characters, a secret message, or a hidden place, build a sense that not everything is as it seems. This careful storytelling keeps viewers guessing and makes them want to pay close attention. The first half of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is about more than just action. It's about setting up a world full of characters with hopes, fears, and secrets. It invites the audience to feel connected to the apes and humans alike and to wonder what kind of future they will build together, or if they will fall apart. By the end of this part, the stage is set for bigger conflicts and surprises. The apes face threats from outside and within, humans struggle to find hope, and the possibility of peace hangs by a thread. The story has taken us through quiet moments and sudden shocks, building a rich world that feels real and alive. It's a story that makes you care about who will win, who will lose, and what kind of world might be left behind. The first half leaves viewers ready for the next chapters, full of questions and eager to see how the characters will grow and change. When the stakes get even higher as the second half of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes begins, the mood shifts quickly from uncertain peace to urgent action. After the surprise attack on their village, the ape community is shaken to its core. Marcus, now burdened with the heavy weight of loss and responsibility, steps up in ways we hadn't fully seen before. His calm leadership faces its biggest test as he tries to hold the group together while they mourn and prepare for what might come next. The attack forces the apes to leave their home, pushing them into a dangerous journey through the wild, where every step brings new threats and tough choices. Nova and Koba, both changed by the events, become key figures in this struggle, not just fighting for survival, but trying to keep hope alive. As the apes move through unfamiliar territory, they come face to face with signs that the humans are also regrouping and getting stronger in nearby areas. Leah, who we've come to know as a voice of peace, is caught between wanting to protect her people and the fear that violence may be unavoidable. Her resolve to find understanding between apes and humans is tested as tensions rise, and she tries to convince others to listen before it's too late. But distrust runs deep on both sides, and her pleas sometimes fall on deaf ears. This growing conflict between the two groups adds layers of complexity to the story, showing how fear and pain can push even the best intentions aside. Meanwhile, within the ape community, old divisions flare up again. Rax, who was pushing for a stronger, more aggressive stance, gains more followers. His view, that they can only survive by fighting and dominating, starts to appeal to apes who are angry and scared after losing their home. This leads to confrontations that feel personal, because it's not just about survival but about the kind of future the apes want for themselves. The tension between Marcus's peaceful leadership and Rax's hardline approach builds toward an inevitable clash. These internal struggles add emotional weight to the story, showing that even in the fight against external threats, the battle within is just as important. At a key moment, Nova discovers a hidden cave filled with relics and clues from the past, both human and ape, reminding everyone that their histories are tied together in ways they never imagined. This discovery brings hope but also confusion, making characters question what they thought they knew about the world and each other. The idea that their futures are connected becomes clearer, suggesting that the conflict isn't simply about territory but about understanding and coexistence. This adds a new layer of meaning to the story and raises the stakes for everyone involved. As the journey continues, the apes encounter more dangers, including harsh weather, wild animals, and hostile humans. Each challenge tests their strength and unity. Nova's bravery shines in these moments, and her bond with Cobra deepens as they rely on each other to survive. Their friendship and loyalty become symbols of what the ape society can be, a community built on trust, respect, and care. This gives the story emotional depth, reminding viewers that even in a world torn by conflict, connection and kindness still matter. The humans, led by Leah, also face moments of crisis. A group of aggressive humans, distrustful of any peaceful talks, plans to attack the apes preemptively. Leah tries desperately to stop them, knowing that violence will only cause more suffering. Her struggle highlights the difficult choices leaders have to make when they want peace but live in a world filled with fear and anger. This parallel storyline builds suspense, as the audience waits to see if Leah's hopes will survive or be crushed by hate and misunderstanding. The story's tension reaches a peak when the ape and human groups come into direct conflict during a tense standoff in a ruined city. Both sides are scared and ready to fight, but Marcus and Leah step forward, trying to calm the situation. Their attempts at peace show courage and a belief that the future doesn't have to repeat the mistakes of the past. Yet, the tensions don't simply vanish, and just when it seems like violence might explode, a surprising twist changes everything. It's revealed that a hidden enemy, manipulating both sides, has been behind much of the conflict all along, playing on fear and anger to keep the groups divided. This revelation forces the apes and humans to reconsider their fight and come together against a common threat. In the film's climax, Marcus, Nova, Cobra, Leah, and their allies unite to face this greater enemy. The battle is intense, pushing every character to their limits. It's not just a physical fight but a struggle to protect their values and what they believe the future should be. The teamwork and sacrifices made during this final conflict highlight the strength found in unity and understanding. The action is thrilling but always connected to the emotional journeys of the characters, making the stakes feel real and urgent. After the fight, the apes and humans begin to rebuild together, realizing that their survival depends on cooperation, not conflict. Marcus and Leah lead this effort, symbolizing hope and a new beginning. The movie closes with a feeling of cautious optimism. There is still much work to be done, but the first steps toward peace and coexistence have been taken. Nova, Cobra, and the others look toward the future with a mix of hope and determination, ready to face whatever comes next together. What makes the ending so powerful is how it ties together the themes and stories from earlier in the film. The personal struggles, the conflicts, and the moments of hope all come full circle, showing that the journey was about more than just survival. It was about learning to understand each other and build something better. The characters grow and change, the world feels richer and more alive, and the story leaves viewers with a message that feels both meaningful and hopeful without being overly simple. In the end, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes delivers a story that is exciting and emotional, filled with twists and turns that keep viewers engaged. It balances action with thoughtful moments, making the characters and their choices feel real. The second half completes the story in a way that connects all the pieces smoothly, giving a satisfying conclusion while also leaving room for the future. It's a film about finding peace in a broken world, about courage in the face of fear, and about the power of unity when differences seem too great to overcome. This blend of heart and adventure makes the second half, and the movie as a whole, a memorable journey worth experiencing. At the heart of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes are its characters, whose stories and emotions carry the film and make it more than just a tale about survival and conflict. Marcus, the leader of the apes, stands as a central figure whose strength and wisdom guide much of the story. From the moment he appears, it's clear that Marcus is shaped by the heavy responsibility of leading a society still fragile after war. His motivation is simple but profound: to protect his people and build a peaceful future. Throughout the film, we see Marcus wrestle with the difficult balance between mercy and strength, peace and defense. The actor behind Marcus brings a quiet power to the role, using subtle expressions and careful movements to show the ape's inner struggles. There's a softness beneath Marcus's firm leadership, a hint of doubt and hope that makes him feel real and relatable. Opposite Marcus, Rax emerges as a powerful force, embodying the anger and frustration that some apes feel after years of hardship. His motivation is rooted in survival through strength and control, believing that the apes must take whatever it takes to rule, even if it means conflict. Rax's presence creates tension within the ape community, as his followers push for a more aggressive approach. The actor playing Rax gives him a fierce intensity, with sharp eyes and bold gestures that make him a compelling antagonist. Yet, Rax isn't one-dimensional. The film carefully shows his pain and fears behind his tough exterior, helping the audience understand why he acts the way he does. This depth adds richness to the story, making the conflict between Rax and Marcus more than just a fight for power. It becomes a clash of ideas about how to protect their future. Nova, a younger ape, provides a different perspective that is vital to the film's emotional core. Curious, brave, and sometimes uncertain, Nova represents the new generation facing a world shaped by the choices of their elders. Her motivations revolve around exploration and hope, wanting to understand the world and find a better path for her people. Nova's journey is one of growth, as she learns about trust, danger, and the complexities of leadership. The performance brings warmth and vulnerability, showing her struggles and courage in ways that feel very human. Nova's bond with Koba is especially important, as it highlights themes of friendship and loyalty in a harsh world. Koba, strong and protective, acts as both a friend and a guardian, his loyalty sometimes clashing with his instincts to fight. The actor behind Koba brings a grounded strength, balancing fierce determination with moments of quiet reflection. Leah, a human character, stands out as a bridge between the ape and human worlds. She is driven by hope and the belief that peace is possible, even when it seems unlikely. Leah's motivations come from a deep care for her people and a desire to avoid the cycle of violence. Her story runs parallel to the apes, and her presence adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. The actor playing Leah brings a gentle but strong presence, showing her determination and compassion without making her seem naive. Leah's moments of doubt and resolve make her a fully realized character whose choices influence the story's direction. Her interactions with Marcus and Nova are key, symbolizing the fragile possibilities of cooperation between their species. The movie also introduces several important secondary characters who enrich the story and support the main arcs. One is Juno, a wise elder ape who advises Marcus and provides historical context for their society. Juno's calm and thoughtful nature adds depth to the ape community, reminding viewers of the past struggles and lessons learned. Her presence helps ground the story in a larger history, and the actor's performance lends a sense of gravity and warmth. Another secondary character is Lyra, a human skeptic who doubts Leah's peaceful approach and represents the fear and mistrust within the human group. Lyra's cautious and sometimes harsh attitude creates tension but also shows the complexity of human survival instincts. The actress playing Lyra gives her a sharp edge, making her a believable voice of conflict. Each character's story weaves into the others, creating a rich tapestry of motivations, fears, and hopes. The performances bring these characters to life through expressive motion capture work and nuanced voice acting. The subtle facial expressions and body language allow the apes to convey deep emotions, breaking the barrier between species and helping audiences connect on a personal level. This technical skill is matched by the actors' understanding of their characters, making every moment feel earned and meaningful. The relationships between characters are central to the story's emotional impact. Marcus's leadership is tested not only by outside threats but by those closest to him, including Rax and Nova. The tension between Marcus and Rax feels personal because it reflects real struggles between different visions for a community's future. Meanwhile, Nova and Koba's friendship adds hope, showing that trust and kindness can survive even in dark times. Leah's interactions with both humans and apes remind viewers that understanding requires effort from everyone. These connections create a story that feels lived in and real, full of characters whose choices and growth matter deeply. In the end, the characters in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes are what make the movie stand out. Their motivations are clear and relatable, their struggles real and moving. The performances turn CGI apes and humans into fully formed individuals, inviting audiences to care about their fate. Secondary characters, though less central, add important voices and perspectives that round out the world. Together, they build a story about survival, leadership, trust, and hope, a story that stays with viewers long after the movie ends. This careful character work is what turns an exciting adventure into a meaningful experience, making the film memorable and powerful in its own way. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is rich with hidden details and Easter eggs that add layers of meaning and connect this film to the larger Planet of the Apes universe, as well as to broader cultural references. From the very beginning, the filmmakers have woven subtle touches that reward viewers who pay close attention, creating a deeper and more immersive experience. One of the most interesting details appears early in the movie when Nova and Koba explore the ruins of an old human city. Among the debris, there are several recognizable remnants of the earlier Planet of the Apes films, such as broken statues and faded signs, that hint at the history of human civilization and its downfall. These fragments serve as a visual reminder that the world the apes now inhabit was once dominated by humans, reinforcing the cyclical nature of rise and fall in civilizations. For fans of the series, these details are a nod to the original movies, linking the new story with the past and showing how the legacy of humans still lingers, even in ruins. Throughout the film, the use of symbols is carefully done to reflect deeper themes. For example, the recurring image of the tree, a symbol of life, growth, and connection, appears in key moments, especially when characters face choices about peace or conflict. In one poignant scene, Marcus stands beneath a large tree, contemplating the future of his people. This scene subtly connects to the idea that their society, like the tree, needs strong roots but also room to grow. The tree symbol also ties into the idea of nature reclaiming the earth after human destruction, reinforcing the theme of renewal. Clever foreshadowing is another way the movie hints at future events without making them obvious. Early on, small exchanges between characters carry double meaning. For instance, when Leah first meets Marcus, their conversation about trust and leadership includes subtle lines that later gain new importance after the revelation of the hidden enemy manipulating both sides. These moments feel natural at first but take on more weight once the story unfolds fully. Such dialogue encourages viewers to think back and see how everything was carefully planned, adding to the film's richness. There are also Easter eggs that pay tribute to other works beyond the Planet of the Apes series. One memorable example is a scene where Nova finds a small, tattered book with a faded cover. While it's never fully explained, attentive viewers will recognize it as a classic human novel, symbolizing the lost knowledge and culture of humanity. This subtle touch shows how storytelling and history survive even through chaos and change. It's a reminder that even in a world ruled by apes, human culture still echoes and influences the future. The movie's sound design also contains hidden layers. In some scenes, you can hear faint echoes of the famous whoop calls from earlier Planet of the Apes movies. These sounds create a connection between the ape characters and their ancestors, as well as a sense of continuity in their society. Fans familiar with the earlier films will appreciate this audio callback, which is woven so naturally into the environment that it can be easy to miss. Costume and makeup design also hold hidden meanings. The differences in how apes dress and decorate themselves tell stories about their roles and personalities. For example, Rax's followers wear more rugged and battle-ready clothing, signaling their readiness for conflict, while Marcus and his council members wear simpler, more practical garments that emphasize community and order. These subtle visual cues help viewers understand character motivations without needing explicit explanation, adding depth to the storytelling. A fun Easter egg appears during one of the Apes' council meetings, where a background character is seen examining a strange artifact. Sharp-eyed viewers might notice that the artifact is shaped like a familiar spaceship from a different sci-fi universe. While not part of the Planet of the Apes lore, this playful inclusion shows the filmmaker's appreciation for genre classics and offers a wink to fans of science fiction in general. The film also explores cultural elements through the ape society, with rituals and customs that feel both invented and familiar. For instance, the way the apes mark important events or mourn losses includes gestures and sounds that echo human cultural practices, emphasizing the shared emotions and social bonds that transcend species. These moments deepen the movie's emotional impact by showing that, despite differences, the apes have developed rich traditions that connect them to their own kind. One of the most clever uses of foreshadowing comes in the form of a small, seemingly minor character who appears in several scenes, an ape scout who often watches silently from the shadows. This character's quiet presence is easy to overlook, but later reveals themselves as key to uncovering the hidden enemy's plans. Their role demonstrates how even the smallest details can be important in the story, rewarding viewers who notice and remember these subtle hints. The movie's final scenes also include visual Easter eggs that link back to the broader Planet of the Apes timeline. For example, the ruins of a well-known human landmark appear briefly in the distance, signaling where the story fits in the larger world and hinting at events that fans of the original films will recognize. These moments give a sense of continuity and suggest that the story's themes of survival and coexistence are part of a bigger, ongoing saga. In all, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes uses hidden details and Easter eggs to create a layered experience. The references to past movies, symbolic imagery, and subtle foreshadowing work together to make the film more than just a surface-level adventure. Instead, it invites viewers to look closer, think deeper, and appreciate the care put into crafting a world that feels lived in and meaningful. These details enrich the story, making the movie rewarding to watch multiple times and encouraging conversations among fans eager to spot every hidden connection. The way these elements blend naturally into the narrative means they don't distract from the story but add to its richness, making the film a thoughtful and engaging journey from start to finish. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes carries with it a fascinating backstory filled with unusual facts and behind-the-scenes details that shape the movie in surprising ways. From the earliest stages of production, the film faced challenges that pushed the cast and crew to innovate, making the final product a unique achievement in modern cinema. The journey to bring this story to life is just as interesting as the story itself. One of the strangest facts about the movie is how much the production relied on cutting-edge technology combined with old-fashioned storytelling techniques. The film uses advanced motion capture technology to create the apes, but this wasn't just about fancy effects. The actors wore special suits covered with sensors, and their performances were captured in minute detail, from subtle facial expressions to tiny hand movements. What's unusual is that many of these actors spent hours training not just in acting, but also studying real apes' behavior to make their performances believable. This meant watching documentaries, visiting zoos, and even working with primatologists to understand how apes move and communicate. This dedication added a layer of authenticity that few other CGI-heavy films achieve. Interestingly, the director insisted on shooting many scenes outdoors in natural environments rather than on green screens, which is unusual for movies with so much digital work. The idea was to ground the story in real places, giving the actors a tangible world to react to and helping the digital artists blend the CGI apes seamlessly into the scenes. This approach caused some challenges, especially when weather conditions changed unexpectedly, but it also gave the movie a unique look and feel that audiences noticed. The casting process itself brought some unexpected stories. For example, the actor chosen to play Marcus had a background not just in acting but also in physical theater and martial arts. This helped him bring a physical presence to the role that was essential for an ape leader. But what's unusual is that he was almost not cast because the studio worried he wasn't famous enough. The director fought hard for him, believing the actor's commitment and unique skills were more important than star power. In the end, this choice paid off, as Marcus became one of the most memorable characters in the franchise. Another interesting fact involves the soundtrack. Unlike many big-budget films that hire famous composers, the music for this movie was created by a relatively unknown composer who used unconventional instruments and sounds to create the score. The composer incorporated natural sounds, like forest noises and animal calls, into the music to reflect the movie's themes of nature and survival. This gave the soundtrack a raw and emotional quality that fits perfectly with the story, but it also meant the recording sessions were different from usual. They involved field recordings in remote locations, sometimes even capturing the sounds of real animals to blend into the score. One of the strangest production challenges involved the design of the ape costumes and makeup. Because the characters are fully CGI, the team had to create digital skins that would react naturally to light, sweat, and movement. To achieve this, they studied real ape fur and skin in detail, even scanning individual hairs and paws. The process was painstaking and time-consuming, sometimes taking days to perfect the look of just one scene. The visual effects artists worked closely with the actors to ensure their performances translated well into the digital versions, making the apes appear lifelike in every frame. A behind-the-scenes story that many fans find surprising is how some of the emotional scenes were inspired by real-life events from the actors' own lives. The director encouraged the actors to bring personal memories and feelings into their performances, especially in moments of loss or hope. This method added authenticity and depth to the characters' emotions, making the story resonate more deeply with viewers. For instance, the actor playing Nova spoke about how she used memories of her family to portray her character's vulnerability and strength, which made her scenes especially touching. There were also some unusual moments during filming that became legends on set. One such moment involved a scene where the apes had to interact with a real animal, a large bird that was trained to fly near the actors. The bird was supposed to follow a specific path, but on the day of filming, it flew off in the wrong direction, causing the actors to break character and laugh. The director loved the spontaneity and decided to keep the take, saying it added a sense of unpredictability and realism to the scene. Controversies surrounding the film were relatively minor but noteworthy. Some early critics questioned whether the movie would be able to live up to the legacy of previous Planet of the Apes films, which have a devoted fan base and high expectations. There were also debates about the film's themes and whether the portrayal of ape society risked oversimplifying complex ideas about leadership and survival. The filmmakers responded by emphasizing their goal of telling a story about hope and unity, rather than focusing solely on conflict. This discussion sparked interesting conversations among fans and critics about the role of sci-fi movies in exploring social issues. Another unique aspect of the production was the way the filmmakers involved experts in primatology and anthropology throughout the process. These specialists advised on everything from ape behavior to social structures, helping to create a believable society with customs and rules that made sense biologically and culturally. This collaboration was unusual for a science fiction movie and showed the team's commitment to making the world of the apes feel authentic and respectful. The film's release also had some unusual promotional events. Instead of traditional trailers and posters alone, the marketing team organized immersive experiences where fans could enter the ape world through virtual reality setups. These events allowed people to explore ape villages, learn about their culture, and even take part in simulated challenges the characters face in the movie. This innovative approach created buzz and deepened fan engagement, showing how technology can bring stories to life beyond the screen. One of the strangest but most touching facts is that several of the ape characters were named after real-life scientists and activists who have worked to protect endangered primates. This choice was a quiet tribute by the filmmakers, who wanted to honor the people who have dedicated their lives to understanding and saving these animals. It adds an extra layer of meaning to the movie's message about respect for nature and coexistence. In all, the making of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a story full of creativity, hard work, and unexpected moments. The blend of high-tech innovation with heartfelt performances, the careful attention to detail, and the respect for real-life science all contributed to creating a film that stands out in the franchise. These behind-the-scenes stories show that the movie is more than just entertainment. It's a labor of love shaped by a team committed to pushing boundaries and telling a meaningful story. For fans and newcomers alike, knowing these facts deepens appreciation and makes watching the film an even richer experience. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes offers several powerful scenes that shape its emotional core and deepen its themes, each carefully crafted to impact both the story and how audiences connect with it. Early in the movie, there's a scene where Marcus stands facing a group of apes, delivering a speech about unity and hope. At first glance, it might seem like a typical rallying moment, but from a critical perspective, this scene functions as a thematic anchor. It contrasts sharply with the rising tension in the community, where fear and distrust are growing. Marcus's words highlight the central conflict, the struggle between hope for peace and the pull of violence as a survival instinct. This moment asks the audience to consider leadership, not just as power, but as responsibility. It's not just about commanding others but about inspiring belief in a shared future. The emotional weight of this scene comes from the actor's subtle delivery, showing Marcus's internal doubts beneath his confident exterior. The audience feels his burden, which makes his call for unity more poignant and tragic as the story unfolds. Another key moment that stands out is the confrontation between Marcus and Rax. This scene isn't just a fight for leadership, it symbolizes the larger ideological battle within the ape society. Rax's aggression and desire for dominance clash with Marcus's vision of peace, reflecting real-world struggles between authoritarian and democratic ideals. The way the scene is shot, close up on their faces, quick cuts during the conflict, creates a sense of immediacy and tension. It pushes the audience to feel the stakes on a personal level, as these two characters aren't just leaders but representations of different paths forward. The dialogue here is sparse but loaded, with every word chosen to show the deep divide. This moment shapes the movie's emotional resonance by making the conflict feel inevitable and deeply personal, rather than just political. The emotional impact of Nova's journey is another critical element. Her curiosity and bravery are portrayed in scenes where she explores the dangerous outside world, highlighting themes of innocence confronting harsh reality. One scene, where Nova and Cobra discover an abandoned human settlement, stands out because it blends wonder and fear. The quietness of the place contrasts with the dangers lurking nearby, symbolizing the fragile balance between hope and destruction. From a critical angle, this scene speaks to the theme of memory, how the past shapes the present. The abandoned settlement is a reminder of what was lost but also what could be rebuilt. Nova's reactions, fear mixed with fascination, invite viewers to reflect on humanity's legacy and the possibility of a better future. The scene's emotional resonance is amplified by the music and cinematography, which create a haunting yet beautiful atmosphere. Leah's character introduces another layer of complexity in the movie, especially in her scenes where she negotiates with the ape leaders. One particular moment, where Leah pleads for peace between humans and apes, carries deep thematic weight. Her vulnerability and determination in this scene emphasize the film's exploration of empathy and understanding. Critically, it challenges the audience to think about the other and how fear often drives conflict. Leah's human perspective, shown with honesty and nuance, serves as a mirror for the audience's own prejudices and hopes. The scene's emotional power lies in its quiet desperation and the fragile hope it offers, making viewers invest emotionally in the possibility of coexistence. The film also uses visual storytelling to deepen its themes. For example, scenes showing the natural environment, lush forests, ruined cities, and vast skies, remind the audience of the larger context of survival. These visuals are not just backgrounds but active parts of the narrative, reflecting the tension between nature and civilization. The recurring imagery of broken human technology alongside thriving wildlife creates a powerful contrast that encourages viewers to think about the consequences of human actions. This environmental theme runs throughout the film and gives many scenes a layered meaning beyond the immediate plot. One of the most intense and emotionally charged scenes comes near the climax, where Marcus faces a heartbreaking choice between mercy and justice. This moment brings the film's central themes into sharp focus. How far can one go to protect their people without losing what makes them human or ape? The emotional weight is heightened by the performances, where silence and facial expressions speak louder than words. Critically, this scene challenges the audience to consider the costs of leadership and the moral complexity of survival. It forces viewers to question their own ideas about right and wrong in times of crisis, making the movie more than just an action story but a thoughtful exploration of ethics. The resolution of the movie ties these critical moments together, offering closure while leaving some questions open. The ending doesn't provide easy answers but rather reflects the ongoing struggle between hope and fear, peace and conflict. From a thematic perspective, this ambiguity is powerful because it respects the complexity of the story's issues. It invites the audience to carry the film's questions beyond the theater and think about how these ideas apply to their own world. Emotionally, the ending resonates because it feels earned. The characters' journeys come full circle in ways that are satisfying but not simplistic. Throughout the film, the interplay of sound, music, and visuals enhances the emotional and thematic impact of key scenes. Moments of silence or natural sounds during tense scenes increase the feeling of vulnerability and suspense, while the score's subtle shifts guide viewers' emotions without overwhelming the story. This careful balance ensures that the audience remains deeply connected to the characters and the world they inhabit. In summary, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes uses its key scenes and events not only to tell a compelling story but to explore profound themes about leadership, survival, empathy, and the consequences of past actions. Each important moment is layered with meaning and emotion, crafted to engage both the mind and heart of the audience. This thoughtful approach shapes the movie into a rich experience that stays with viewers, encouraging reflection and discussion long after the credits roll. The film's emotional resonance comes from its ability to make complex ideas feel personal and urgent, creating a story that is as meaningful as it is exciting. Bringing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes to life was an ambitious journey filled with creative choices and technical innovations that shaped the film's unique look and feel. From the earliest days of production, the team faced the challenge of blending cutting-edge technology with heartfelt storytelling, ensuring that every frame not only looked impressive but also served the story's emotional core. The filmmakers wanted to build on the legacy of previous films while pushing boundaries, and this vision drove many of their decisions. One of the most notable technical feats was the use of advanced motion capture technology, which was central to bringing the ape characters to life. Unlike typical CGI-heavy movies, the production placed great importance on capturing the actors' full performances, from subtle facial expressions to small gestures. To do this, the actors wore specially designed motion capture suits covered in sensors that tracked every movement. What made this process unique was the focus on realism. Actors worked closely with movement coaches and primatologists to study ape behavior, learning how apes move, gesture, and express emotion. This research wasn't just academic, it deeply informed how the digital characters were animated, helping to create apes that felt alive and believable rather than just computer-generated images. The visual effects team faced a huge challenge in making the ape fur look natural in various lighting conditions. Fur is notoriously difficult to render realistically, especially when it needs to react to wind, sweat, and movement. To solve this, the team developed new software tools that simulated fur behavior in real time, allowing for subtle shifts and changes that mimicked real animal fur. This level of detail added a tactile quality to the characters, making them seem almost tangible. The digital artists even scanned individual hairs and paws, blending technology and artistry in a way that was groundbreaking for the genre. Filming took place mostly in outdoor locations to ground the story in a natural environment, which was an unusual choice given the heavy CGI elements. Shooting outside created unique challenges, especially because weather and lighting could change quickly. The crew had to adapt constantly, sometimes waiting hours for the right light or weather conditions to match the mood of a scene. This choice, though difficult, gave the movie an organic feel that many viewers appreciated. The natural settings provided a vivid contrast to the digital apes, making their interactions with the environment more believable. The production design team worked hard to create a world that felt lived in and authentic. Instead of relying solely on futuristic or fantastical elements, they focused on blending ruined human technology with the growing ape society. This meant designing sets and props that reflected a world rebuilding itself after collapse. For example, the ape villages incorporate scavenged human materials like old metal scraps and broken machinery, showing how the apes adapt and reuse what's left behind. These details enrich the story visually and symbolically, illustrating the themes of survival and renewal. Another interesting anecdote from production involved the sound design, which played a critical role in immersing the audience. The sound team didn't just use typical effects but recorded many natural sounds on location, bird calls, rustling leaves, distant animal noises, to create a rich, atmospheric audio landscape. In particular, the team experimented with layering subtle ape vocalizations beneath human sounds to reinforce the connection between the species. This creative choice added a haunting quality to the soundscape, making the world feel alive even in quiet moments. The director's approach to working with actors was also notable. Given the heavy use of motion capture, the actors had to imagine entire worlds and characters around them while performing in motion suits on mostly empty sets. This required a special kind of acting skill and trust in the filmmaker's vision. To help, the director used detailed storyboards and pre-visualizations to show the actors how their scenes would look once the CGI elements were added. This preparation allowed the actors to immerse themselves fully in their roles, resulting in performances that feel natural and emotionally engaging despite the technical challenges. One of the most innovative techniques used in the film was the integration of virtual production methods. This involved using LED screens that displayed digital environments in real time around the actors during filming. Instead of acting against a green screen, the actors could see parts of the ape villages or forests around them, which improved their performances and made the final composite shots more seamless. This technology also allowed the cinematographer to capture lighting and reflections naturally, blending real and digital elements more effectively. The editing process was another complex part of production, especially because so much of the footage involved combining live-action performances with CGI characters. The editors had to carefully balance pacing, emotion, and visual clarity to keep the story flowing smoothly. They worked closely with the visual effects team to ensure that scenes kept their impact even as layers of digital effects were added. Sometimes this meant adjusting cuts or timing after seeing how the final CGI looked, showing how flexible and collaborative the post-production phase was. Behind the scenes, the crew faced challenges that tested their creativity. For example, during one particularly difficult outdoor shoot, heavy rain threatened to delay filming. Instead of waiting it out, the team used the weather to their advantage, shooting scenes in the rain that added intensity and realism to the story. This spontaneous decision became one of the movie's memorable moments, demonstrating how adapting to challenges can lead to unexpected artistic successes. The makeup and costume design teams also contributed in unique ways, even though the apes were digital. They designed reference suits and prosthetics that helped actors get into character and move like apes during motion capture sessions. These practical tools helped bridge the gap between actor and digital character, making performances more grounded. For the human characters, the costumes reflected a world rebuilding itself, with practical, worn clothing that showed the passage of time and the harsh conditions of their environment. Lighting was used creatively throughout the movie to enhance mood and story. The cinematographer experimented with natural light sources like fire, moonlight, and sunlight filtering through trees to create scenes that feel intimate and atmospheric. This approach helped emphasize themes of survival and community, as characters often gather around fires or move through shadowy forests, reinforcing the film's connection to nature. The collaboration between departments was a key to the movie's success. Visual effects artists, sound designers, actors, and the director worked closely from the start, ensuring that creative choices made sense across all areas. For example, when designing a tense action sequence, the sound team and visual effects artists coordinated to make sure every movement and noise heightened the tension without overwhelming the story. This teamwork created a cohesive experience where all elements supported the narrative and emotional goals. Overall, the making of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a story of innovation, adaptability, and passion. The production pushed technical boundaries while focusing on strong storytelling and authentic performances. By combining advanced motion capture, natural environments, creative sound design, and collaborative filmmaking, the team crafted a movie that feels both modern and timeless. This blend of technology and heart made the film stand out, showing how great storytelling can thrive even in the most complex productions. The challenges faced and overcome behind the scenes not only shaped the movie's look and feel but also deepened the emotional connection between the characters and the audience, resulting in a powerful cinematic experience. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes weaves a story rich with themes that speak to much more than just the fictional world of apes and humans. At its heart, the movie explores ideas about leadership, survival, community, and the balance between nature and technology, topics that echo strongly with real-world issues. As the story unfolds, these themes become clear through the struggles and growth of the characters, the choices they make, and the symbols that appear throughout the film. One of the most important themes is leadership and what it truly means to lead. Marcus, the ape who rises as a leader, isn't just a figure of strength. He represents hope, responsibility, and the burden that comes with guiding others. His journey highlights how leadership isn't about power or control but about inspiring trust and working for the good of the whole community. This idea is reflected in the conflict between Marcus and Rax, whose vision of leadership is more authoritarian and forceful. Through their rivalry, the movie explores the dangers of division and the importance of empathy and cooperation. These themes feel especially relevant in today's world, where societies often struggle with political and social divides, questioning what kind of leadership can truly unite people. Survival is another core theme, but it's not just about staying alive physically. The movie asks what it means to survive as a society, as a culture, and even as an idea. The apes live in a world shaped by the ruins of human civilization, and they must navigate the dangers left behind while also building something new. This idea connects to how communities today deal with the legacies of past actions, whether environmental damage, social injustice, or political conflicts, and try to find ways to move forward. The ape society's efforts to balance their instinct to protect themselves with their hope for peace reflect the tension many societies face between fear and progress. The film's use of nature as a symbol runs throughout the story, emphasizing a theme of harmony versus destruction. The lush forests and natural environments where the apes live contrast sharply with the remnants of human technology scattered in ruins. This visual and thematic contrast symbolizes the ongoing struggle between living in balance with the earth and the consequences of human exploitation. The movie encourages viewers to think about our relationship with nature and the importance of respecting the environment. It doesn't just show nature as a backdrop but as an active character influencing the story's events and the characters' choices. The theme of community is also central, shown through how the apes interact with each other and with humans. The film portrays the apes as a society with customs, rules, and challenges similar to human communities. Through their cooperation and conflicts, the movie explores ideas about belonging, trust, and the importance of working together despite differences. This theme is brought to life in scenes where the apes gather, make decisions, and face threats together, showing the strength and fragility of community bonds. It asks the audience to reflect on how communities today can find common ground in the face of division and uncertainty. Symbolism is woven throughout the movie to deepen these themes. One clear symbol is the recurring image of fire. Fire represents both destruction and hope. It's a tool for survival but also a force that can burn and harm. Throughout the film, fire is shown during moments of conflict but also during peaceful gatherings, symbolizing the dual nature of power and community. This symbol connects to the broader theme of how power can be used to build or destroy, depending on the choices made by leaders and societies. Another powerful symbol is the ruined human technology that the apes encounter and sometimes use. These remnants stand as a reminder of human mistakes and the dangers of unchecked progress. Yet, the ape's ability to repurpose this technology shows resilience and adaptation. This symbolism speaks to the real-world challenge of balancing technological advancement with ethical responsibility and environmental care. The film subtly critiques the idea that progress should come at any cost, instead advocating for mindful use of knowledge and resources. The relationship between humans and apes in the movie also serves as a reflection of social and cultural issues. It raises questions about the other and how fear and misunderstanding can lead to conflict. Leah's attempts to bridge the gap between humans and apes highlight themes of empathy and coexistence. Her character shows that reaching beyond fear to understand different perspectives is difficult but necessary for peace. This dynamic invites viewers to consider real-world examples of cultural clashes and the challenges of building mutual respect across divides. The movie doesn't shy away from showing the darker side of survival and leadership. The conflicts and tough decisions faced by the characters illustrate the moral complexities involved in protecting one's people. Marcus's struggle with when to show mercy and when to act with force reflects broader ethical questions about justice and forgiveness. These moments encourage the audience to think about how difficult choices shape societies and individuals, especially in times of crisis. Identity is another theme subtly explored through the apes' evolving society. As they grow more complex, with language, culture, and social rules, the apes begin to question what makes them different from humans and from each other. This exploration of identity resonates with viewers who have experienced questions about belonging and self-understanding. The movie suggests that identity is not fixed but shaped by choices, experiences, and relationships, adding depth to the characters' journeys. Throughout the film, silence and sound play symbolic roles as well. The quiet moments in nature often carry weight, symbolizing peace, reflection, or tension before conflict. In contrast, the sudden loud noises during battles or crises symbolize disruption and danger. This use of sound connects with the themes of balance and chaos, reinforcing the emotional rhythm of the story. By linking these themes and symbols naturally into the characters' experiences, the movie creates a rich tapestry that reflects not just a fictional world but also real human concerns. It uses the story of apes rebuilding society to mirror our own struggles with leadership, community, environment, and identity. The film's social commentary is subtle but clear. Survival isn't just about strength, but about understanding, empathy, and responsible choices. It challenges viewers to think about how we live with each other and the world around us. In this way, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes becomes more than a sci-fi adventure. It is a thoughtful exploration of what it means to be part of a community, to lead with courage, and to respect the fragile balance between progress and nature. The movie's themes and symbolism invite the audience to reflect on their own world and the path we choose forward, making the story both timely and timeless. This blend of entertainment and meaningful commentary is what gives the film its lasting impact and emotional power. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes creates an immersive experience not just through its story and characters but through the careful use of cinematic techniques that shape how audiences feel and understand the world on screen. From sound design and music to camera work and editing, every technical choice works together to deepen the story and bring the director's vision to life in a way that feels both fresh and meaningful. The movie's sound design is a key part of its atmosphere, quietly pulling viewers into the world of the apes and their surroundings. Instead of relying on loud explosions or overly dramatic effects, the film uses natural sounds like rustling leaves, distant animal calls, and the soft movement of ape fur to create a rich soundscape. These details help ground the story in a believable environment. At the same time, subtle ape vocalizations mixed into the background remind viewers of the characters' unique nature without distracting from the dialogue. Moments of silence are used thoughtfully, allowing tension to build or letting viewers connect emotionally with characters in quiet scenes. This balance of sound and silence adds depth to the movie's mood, making the world feel alive and immersive. Music also plays an important role in setting the emotional tone. The score often uses simple, haunting melodies that echo the film's themes of survival and hope. Rather than overpowering scenes with dramatic orchestration, the music supports the story gently, rising and falling with the characters' emotions. During tense moments, the score shifts to more suspenseful, rhythmic patterns that increase urgency without feeling forced. In quieter scenes, sparse instrumentation allows viewers to focus on the characters and their relationships. This restrained musical approach keeps the emotional focus on the story while enhancing the film's overall atmosphere. Visually, the movie is striking in how it blends natural environments with detailed digital effects. The cinematography captures wide, sweeping shots of forests and landscapes, emphasizing the scale and beauty of the ape world. These shots contrast with tight, intimate close-ups of characters' faces, especially during emotional or pivotal moments. This use of varied framing helps viewers feel both the vastness of the setting and the personal stakes of the story. The camera often moves slowly and deliberately in calmer scenes, allowing the audience to absorb the environment and emotions, while quick cuts and dynamic angles in action sequences heighten excitement and tension. Lighting is another vital element that shapes the film's visual language. Many scenes rely on natural light sources such as sunlight filtering through trees or firelight around campfires. This creates a warm, organic feel that ties the apes closely to their environment. Shadows and darkness are used to add mystery and danger, especially in scenes where characters face threats or make difficult decisions. The careful play of light and shadow visually reinforces the film's themes of hope amid struggle and the thin line between safety and danger. The director's use of camera angles often supports character perspectives and emotional states. For example, low-angle shots of Marcus make him appear strong and authoritative, helping viewers understand his role as a leader. Conversely, High-angle shots during moments of vulnerability make characters seem small or overwhelmed, drawing empathy from the audience. The film also uses over-the-shoulder shots during conversations, creating a sense of intimacy and connection between characters. These choices keep viewers engaged and emotionally involved without feeling intrusive. Editing plays a crucial role in maintaining the film's pacing and emotional flow. The transitions between scenes are smooth, allowing the story to unfold naturally without feeling rushed or disjointed. The editors use cross-cutting to build tension, especially during sequences where multiple characters face different challenges simultaneously. This technique heightens suspense and emphasizes how separate storylines are connected. The film also employs longer takes in some scenes, allowing emotions to develop fully and giving actors space to deliver nuanced performances. These moments contrast with faster cuts in action scenes, where rapid editing increases energy and excitement. One unique stylistic choice is the blending of practical and digital effects. While many scenes feature fully digital ape characters, the filmmakers also used real sets and practical props to ground the story. This mix makes interactions between apes and their environment feel more believable. For example, actors in motion capture suits perform on real forest floors and physical structures, which helps the digital characters feel integrated into the world rather than floating on a green screen. This approach enhances immersion and visual coherence. The use of color throughout the film subtly supports the narrative. The palette shifts from cool blues and greens in peaceful or hopeful moments to darker, muted tones during conflict or danger. This color strategy helps guide the audience's emotions and highlights shifts in mood without needing explicit explanation. The natural colors also emphasize the connection between the apes and their environment, reinforcing themes of nature and survival. Camera movement varies to match the story's emotional beats. Slow tracking shots follow characters as they move through the forest, creating a sense of exploration and calm. In contrast, handheld shots during tense moments add instability and urgency, making viewers feel the character's anxiety. This variety in movement keeps the visual experience dynamic and aligned with the story's rhythms. The director's vision comes through strongly in the way these techniques combine to tell a story that feels both epic and intimate. Instead of relying on flashy effects alone, the film uses sound, music, camera work, lighting, and editing thoughtfully to create a world that draws viewers in emotionally. Each choice supports character development and thematic depth, making the movie more than just a visual spectacle. Sound and music don't just fill the background but work together with the visuals to shape the audience's experience. For instance, during a quiet scene where Marcus reflects on his responsibilities, the absence of music and minimal ambient sound focus attention on his expressions and the gentle rustle of leaves. This subtle design invites viewers to connect with his inner thoughts. Later, in a climactic sequence, the music swells with driving rhythms while rapid editing and dynamic camera angles amplify the tension, pulling viewers into the action. The editing rhythm also respects the emotional flow, with quieter scenes given time to breathe and more intense sequences tightened to heighten suspense. This balance keeps viewers engaged without overwhelming them, allowing the story's emotional highs and lows to land fully. The film's sound design includes creative uses of silence and environmental noise that contribute to storytelling. For example, moments of silence before a battle build anticipation and anxiety. The detailed layering of natural sounds makes the world feel tangible and real, helping viewers feel present in the story's setting. Visually, the director uses recurring motifs to unify the film's look and deepen its meaning. One such motif is the interplay of light and shadow, which appears in key scenes to highlight themes of hope and fear. Another is the framing of characters within natural elements like trees or rocks, symbolizing their connection to the environment and their place in the larger world. Overall, the cinematic techniques in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes do more than just look or sound good. They work together seamlessly to tell a story that feels real, emotional, and immersive. The film invites audiences not only to watch but to feel the world it creates, thanks to thoughtful choices in sound, music, camera work, lighting, and editing. These elements reveal the director's careful vision and make the movie a memorable experience that stays with viewers long after it ends. The magic of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes doesn't rest solely on its story or visuals. Much of its impact comes from the chemistry among the cast, the dynamic environment behind the scenes, and how audiences have connected with the film over time. From the very beginning of production, the actors formed bonds that shaped their performances and helped create the believable, emotional connections seen on screen. Their relationships went beyond the scripted dialogue, bringing a sense of realness to the ape society and human characters alike. The core cast, led by the actor who portrayed Marcus, spent significant time together before and during filming to build trust and understanding. This was especially important because much of their work involved motion capture, which meant acting in suits covered with sensors, often in empty or minimal sets. To overcome the potential challenge of disconnect between actors and their environment, the cast engaged in physical training sessions that involved studying ape movements and behaviors together. These shared experiences helped them synchronize not only their physicality but their emotional beats, which translated into a powerful group dynamic on screen. Interview insights from the actors reveal how the collaborative atmosphere contributed to their performances. One actor described how scenes involving tension or conflict between apes felt very real because the cast genuinely supported each other off camera, creating a safe space to explore complex emotions. This trust allowed for moments of vulnerability that strengthened the characters' relationships. The lead actor's portrayal of Marcus was noted for its quiet strength and empathy, qualities enhanced by his ability to listen and respond authentically to his co-stars during scenes. This subtle back and forth enriched the storytelling and gave viewers a deeper connection to the characters. Behind the scenes, the crew and cast worked closely to maintain an environment that balanced professionalism with creativity and fun. Motion capture can sometimes be a technical and isolating process, but the director and production team made efforts to keep morale high and encourage collaboration. For instance, breaks often included light-hearted moments where actors would joke and share stories, helping reduce the stress of long, intense shoots. These moments helped maintain energy and focus, which showed in the final performances. The makeup and costume departments, although less visible, played an important role in supporting the actors' sense of character and belonging. Even though the ape characters were mostly digital, the actors had reference suits and physical props that helped them stay connected to their roles. Knowing that their movements and expressions would be faithfully captured helped actors immerse themselves fully, further deepening their portrayals. Interviews with the director and producers reveal their pride in the cast commitment and the unique challenges they faced. They often praised how the actors adapted to working in a technically demanding environment, showing flexibility and creativity. The director shared how the actors' ability to express subtle emotions through motion capture was crucial in achieving the film's emotional depth, highlighting the blend of technology and human performance. Audience reactions to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes have been a mix of admiration and thoughtful engagement. Early viewers praised the cast performances, often noting how the emotional weight carried by the actors made the story feel grounded despite its science fiction setting. Social media buzzed with discussions about favorite moments, particularly those that showcased the cast's chemistry and the complexity of their relationships. Fans appreciated how the film balanced action with heartfelt storytelling, largely thanks to the believable interactions among the characters. Film critics highlighted the strength of the ensemble cast, often singling out performances that brought nuance and humanity to the ape characters. These reviews helped draw attention to the actors' skill in making digital characters feel real and relatable. Some critics noted that the chemistry among the cast was a key factor in the movie's success, allowing audiences to emotionally invest in a story centered on non-human characters. Over time, the movie's reception has grown more positive, with viewers returning to it for its themes and character work. Fan communities formed around discussions of the characters and the performances, sharing favorite scenes and analyzing the dynamics between apes and humans. This ongoing engagement speaks to the lasting impression the cast's chemistry made. The bond among the actors also extended beyond the film itself. Some cast members have spoken in interviews about staying in touch and supporting each other after production ended. This ongoing friendship reflects the genuine connections formed during filming and suggests that their work together was more than just a professional obligation. It also shows in the film's emotional resonance. When actors care deeply about each other, it often translates into richer storytelling. In conclusion, the chemistry between the cast members of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was a vital ingredient in the film's success. Their ability to connect, both physically and emotionally, overcame the challenges of motion capture and digital effects to create believable, heartfelt characters. Behind the scenes, a supportive and collaborative atmosphere nurtured their performances, helping them bring the director's vision to life. Audiences responded warmly to this, praising the cast's depth and the emotional weight of their interactions. This blend of strong performances and genuine relationships made the movie more than just a spectacle. It became a story that resonated deeply and stayed with viewers long after the credits rolled. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has made a significant mark on cinema and popular culture, carving out its place as more than just another installment in a long-running franchise. Its influence reaches beyond the immediate world of science fiction and adventure, touching how stories about identity, society, and nature are told on screen. Since its release, the movie has sparked conversations about the evolving role of technology in filmmaking and the way complex characters can be brought to life through performance capture, blending human emotion with digital artistry. One of the most notable impacts the film has had on the industry is its approach to motion capture acting. While the technology itself is not new, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes pushed the boundaries in how deeply it integrated these performances with real human emotion. Actors were able to convey subtle feelings through digital characters, and this set a new standard for the genre. The film showed that motion capture isn't just a technical trick but a tool for telling emotionally rich stories. This has encouraged other filmmakers to explore similar techniques, resulting in more nuanced and humanized portrayals of non-human or fantastical characters in movies and TV shows alike. Visually, the film's blend of natural environments with advanced CGI created a unique aesthetic that has inspired other productions to rethink how to balance realism with fantasy. The way Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes used real locations alongside digital effects encouraged filmmakers to avoid relying solely on green screens or fully digital settings. This approach makes fictional worlds feel more tangible and relatable, influencing a shift toward hybrid visual storytelling. This has been noted in interviews with other directors who cite the film as a reference point when planning their own projects, showing its broad impact. Beyond technical achievements, the movie's thematic depth has resonated with audiences and critics, sparking renewed interest in science fiction as a platform for social commentary. By tackling themes like leadership, community, and environmental respect within an accessible and engaging story, the film has encouraged other creators to use genre storytelling to reflect on real-world issues. This has contributed to a wave of films and series that balance entertainment with thoughtful exploration of cultural and societal questions, showing the film's influence on the narrative trends of the decade. The legacy of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes also extends to how it redefined the portrayal of apes and non-human characters in cinema. Traditionally, such characters might have been presented as villains or simple creatures, but this film gave them rich personalities, motivations, and emotional complexity. This shift has influenced the way animal and fantasy characters are developed, encouraging more empathetic and three-dimensional portrayals that invite audiences to see the world from different perspectives. This change has been acknowledged by animal rights groups and cultural commentators who appreciate the film's effort to humanize the other, even in a fictional setting. In terms of cultural impact, the movie sparked a resurgence of interest in the Planet of the Apes franchise as a whole. It introduced new audiences to the series' themes and history while satisfying longtime fans with its thoughtful continuation of the story. Merchandise, fan art, and online discussions grew steadily after the film's release, contributing to a vibrant fan community that keeps the story alive. This ongoing engagement is a testament to the film's ability to connect emotionally and intellectually with viewers. The film also received several notable awards and nominations that recognized its achievements. These ranged from technical accolades in visual effects and sound design to honors for acting performances, particularly for the lead portraying Marcus. Such recognition helped cement the movie's reputation within the industry and highlighted the importance of its innovative work. It also raised the profile of the director and cast, opening doors for future projects that further explore similar themes and techniques. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has also influenced how studios approach sequels and franchise storytelling. By balancing a compelling standalone story with respect for its predecessors, the film showed that franchise movies could be both commercially successful and artistically meaningful. This approach has encouraged studios to invest more in story development and character depth, moving away from formulaic blockbusters toward more thoughtful filmmaking that appeals to a broader audience. As a result, the movie's legacy includes a shift in industry attitudes toward franchise productions. Over time, the movie has been studied and discussed in film schools and media courses as an example of blending technology with traditional storytelling. Its use of symbolism, thematic richness, and innovative techniques provides valuable lessons for students and creators interested in pushing the boundaries of cinema. This academic attention helps ensure that the film's contributions will continue to influence future generations of filmmakers. The movie also stands as a cultural touchstone for discussions about technology and humanity. Its portrayal of apes developing society and confronting ethical dilemmas serves as a mirror for human experiences, making it a useful reference point in conversations about leadership, environmentalism, and coexistence. This has led to its inclusion in panels and talks beyond film circles, demonstrating its relevance to broader societal debates. In summary, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes leaves a legacy defined by its technical innovation, emotional storytelling, and cultural resonance. It has influenced how digital characters are created and portrayed, how genre films can tackle important themes, and how franchises can balance commercial appeal with artistic integrity. Its achievements in awards and industry recognition reflect its standing as a milestone in modern cinema. The movie's ongoing impact on audiences, filmmakers, and cultural conversations ensures it will be remembered not just as a blockbuster but as a meaningful and influential work that helps shape the future of storytelling on screen. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes stands out as a powerful addition to the long-running saga, blending deep storytelling, strong performances, and cutting-edge technology to create a film that feels both fresh and meaningful. At its core, the movie is about more than just the survival of a species. It explores themes of leadership, community, identity, and the delicate balance between nature and progress. The story follows Marcus and the apes as they face challenges that test their strength and values, creating a narrative filled with emotional depth and tension that keeps viewers engaged from start to finish. What truly makes this movie remarkable is the way it brings its characters to life. The cast's chemistry and commitment shine through every scene, making the digital apes feel real and relatable. Through motion capture technology, the actors convey subtle emotions and complex relationships that draw audiences into their world. Alongside this, the stunning visuals and natural settings ground the story, making the world believable and immersive without overwhelming the emotional core. Sound design and music add another layer, subtly shaping the mood and pulling viewers deeper into the experience. The movie's success also lies in its thoughtful exploration of social and environmental themes. It invites viewers to reflect on what it means to lead, to belong, and to protect the world around us. By humanizing the apes and presenting their society with nuance and care, the film encourages empathy and challenges us to consider perspectives beyond our own. This richness elevates it beyond a simple action or sci-fi film into something more thoughtful and resonant. Behind the scenes, the collaborative spirit among the cast and crew contributed significantly to the film's authenticity and heart. The actors' genuine relationships and dedication helped overcome the technical challenges of motion capture filming, resulting in performances that feel natural and heartfelt. Audience reactions have reflected this, with many praising the emotional depth and immersive storytelling that keep viewers invested long after watching. The movie's influence on cinema and culture is already evident. It pushed the boundaries of motion capture acting and visual storytelling, setting new standards for how digital characters can be portrayed with emotion and realism. Its thoughtful themes have inspired other filmmakers to approach genre storytelling with a similar balance of entertainment and meaning. With awards and recognition confirming its impact, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has secured a place as a significant milestone in modern filmmaking. For viewers, the film offers more than just a thrilling story. It's an invitation to engage with big questions about leadership, community, and coexistence. Whether you are a long-time fan of the franchise or new to the series, this movie provides a rich, emotional experience that resonates on multiple levels. It's a reminder of the power of storytelling to connect us, challenge us, and inspire us. If you've enjoyed exploring this film with me, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth looks at movies and storytelling. There's so much more to discover, and I'm excited to share it with you. Stay tuned for upcoming content that dives deeper into your favorite films and uncovers the hidden layers that make them special. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to our next cinematic journey together.